And that's an intro.
By the way, all of that's recorded right there, so expect that.
Stefan, there's that picture I was trying to get you to look at before Jason made a start. Anyway,
I don't give a fuck. You're not allowed to whine at me when I wasn't the one waiting here for both you fuckers.
Well, excuse
on
me
an
for
hour
watching
early.
a movie with my parents, jackass.
Aww.
what's up,
what
you
movie were
guys?
watching?
Welcome to the podcast.
Shut up, Josh. What movie were you watching?
God bless America.
God, I've never even heard of that. Is it old?
No, it's actually relatively new. It's basically a movie that just satirizes all the shit that's wrong with our country.
Oh, well, that's depressing.
Subject
Great
of
way to start right there.
Freaking hilarious, actually.
Subject of free movies. On the Xbox dashboard at the moment, there's like a free new release movie that looks god awful.
Which
I
is?
haven't heard of it. Don't know.
I don't know what it is. I don't want to watch it. I clicked on the ad and I'm like, yeah, this looks bad.
Well, what did it look like?
I don't friggin' remember. I did this yesterday. I'm glad I remember what I did 5 minutes ago.
Yikes.
You got your ass kicked in
Jump
Pokemon
down.
Showdown, right?
Yes,
Yep.
yes, I did.
God damn it.
So can we actually like do a normal intro, or are we just rolling with this?
No, we're going with
do we
that.
need to do a normal intro? I mean, I thought that was pretty good.
Pretty solid.
All right.
So, we actually got all three people at once.
Well, there's actually more like 5 of us.
Really,
but-
that's JoshBot 2.0.
Yeah, we made him.
I've
We
been
visited
busy.
Australia for a second just to drop it off.
Nah,
with-
I didn't even drop it in Australia. It's sitting next to me. You guys just can't hear it on my mic.
With all seriousness now though, freaking.
You got a new microphone? Damn, that's pretty impressive.
With all seriousness now though, in about a month when exams are over, Jay's gonna be able to record again.
Who?
Somebody from the original, like from the first episode, like the beta-ish episode with like people that haven't been on
Beta
since
cast.
then. Yeah, that.
Do I get to make fun of him too?
Yeah, you can if you want. And friggin'
Great.
Shannon has a new laptop, but I don't know whether it's gonna be
Shh.
decent
Computer.
enough to record on.
Why are we shushing?
My computers won't shut up.
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, and Shannon has a new laptop that he might be able to start recording on again.
Nice.
That's nice.
Noise.
Nice.
Means we don't all
Legit.
have to be on like every episode. There's gonna be backup
So,
emergency people. Yay!
Nice.
So I've failed to neglect to do something for 2 weeks in a row.
You failed to
but-
neglect.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly
So
what
you
I
did
said.
do
Get
it.
the fuck over it. Yes, I didn't do it. I've failed to
no,
give
but-
you guys a girlfriend story for 2 weeks in a row.
Well, with all serious,
But-
wait. Have we missed 2 podcasts without a girlfriend story?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, you might have missed
With
3.
all seriousness, it's been
Just
probably
because-
more like 2.5 months, not really 2 weeks.
Yes. And I have a girlfriend story that I will tell you guys later. But first, I actually want to get to the questions because apparently I'm supposed to be giving them advice. Can you pull open the questions for me, Josh? Because apparently I'm supposed to be doing something tonight.
Hang on, I gotta find it now. By the way, I asked the question because I wasn't on the last episode, and I actually kind of wanted to see the answer from it, so I don't give a crap whether you guys don't care or not.
Okay.
Because I asked the question of, like, if you were teleported to, like, an anime world, but I specifically said Ruby, what would your clothes look like and what would your weapon be?
I
I'm
would
actually
have dark green
anticipated that.
clothing.
What was that? You
That's
actually
all I'm saying.
Did you say you actually anticipated it?
Yeah, I was kind of looking forward to that one.
Yeah, but, like, that was a question I asked, so we can refuse to answer it if you wanted to, but I kind of wanted to know what everyone's answer would be. But we can do that later. But, friggin'... Okay. Why does it... Why? Wait,
Breathe.
is the friggin' podcast, like... Is it S-H-I-T-E, or is it just S... It says, like, S-H-I-T-E
Let's
now.
play some shite.
Where did that get changed?
I love how you don't notice this, and it's your channel technically.
Well,
God, you're blind.
Stefan uploads stuff, and I don't know what happens on this thing. I don't manage it like I manage my own.
You are blind, you dumb son of a bitch.
Where is the comments aren't loading for me? Someone else is gonna have to go to it.
Oh my god, I'm in the middle of something. Stefan, just go open up so I can get the stupid.
Oh, here we go.
comment.
Here we go.
There we
God.
go.
Friggin'.
Oy vey.
Hang on. Friggin', on another note, this is directed at Jason only. How much are your self-help
Yes.
lessons from Purple Dildo Man?
Okay, my self-help lessons are very easily priced. I will give my PayPal account. No, I won't. I don't really think you need self-help lessons. I guess I'll start there. But in the case that you want them, feel free to ask questions away. I'm happy to give you shitty advice, because that's really all you're going to get from me. But I'm not picky either. If you want my shitty advice, I'll give you my shitty advice.
Well, you must have, like, made a comment or something along those lines on the other podcast.
You listened to it, I didn't.
I don't
in all
friggin'
brutal
remember
honesty.
what happened. I listened to it like a week ago. I only remember, like, key points. Like, you guys picking on Blake and picking on me.
Blake
Well,
sucks,
yeah.
you suck, life goes on. Done.
Well, Blake does have a pretty cool multiplication thing that makes no sense whatsoever.
What's the multiplication? Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you watch the last episode?
I don't, like, you've got, like, that many nitpicks that you wouldn't, like, tell me, so I have no idea what you're talking about specifically.
Oh, do I have a list?
Jeez, we've already broken down into friggin' arguments.
Oh, are we supposed to be arguing like cats and dogs? I can do that.
No, seriously, though, what was the multiplication thing? Because I didn't say it.
When she is attacking the bird, she's able to make a clone of herself and teleport forward.
I didn't even notice that.
Jeez,
You're
are you
blind.
blind?
Thank you. And this is why we're the better side of this podcast.
Exactly.
God.
Dude, I had this conversation with Jason earlier. I probably woke up at, like, really friggin' early, because I set an alarm to watch Ruby so that I can get up and watch it. So I probably, like, watched it when I was half asleep and don't remember what you're talking about.
I wouldn't be. Why wouldn't you watch it again?
I don't friggin' know. I usually watch it when I go to Shannon's again, and I haven't done that yet.
He's just fishing. Don't worry about it.
Look, I'll pay attention. Like, if she's fighting... Is it when she's fighting the bird, like, where about? Like...
Just when she's fighting the bird. Come
So,
on.
is it like when she's on the bird,
It's a
or is
10-minute
it...
episode. Just go fucking watch it.
I'm not doing it right now in the middle of this.
I know. It's a 10-minute episode, though. If you can't figure it out, you can rewind as the bird parts pass through. It's not that difficult.
So, I'm assuming it'll be, like, somewhere in the ruins when they're actually fighting.
No shit.
Excellent, let's move on.
Oy vey.
What are your nitpicks?
Mine.
Ah, yours.
Yeah,
Go
yours,
for it.
Stefan, because you made a comment about it, but you wouldn't tell me what they were on the website.
Indeed, I didn't.
Speak, Stefan.
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
No, seriously, speak, because I actually want to hear what your problem is.
I
Okay,
have many
first of all,
problems.
completely unrelated. Finally went to the RT page, saw the picture. Kyurem looks pretty awesome. Luxray looks pretty awesome. Glaceon looks pretty awesome. All of them look actually pretty awesome except for you and Gengar. You just because I'm really nitpicky when it comes to human stuff because I'm a perfectionist. And Gengar just looks really weird.
Well, yeah, I think it was a pretty awesome...
Kyurem, absolutely freaking awesome.
Dude,
though.
I think it was a really good picture. I mean,
believe Volseer did it for you?
Yeah, she did.
Nice.
The smile on Gengar could have been a little bit better, but I don't want to tell them that. But
His body shape is all weird.
You
Yeah.
just did, dum-dum.
they're not going to listen to it unless you guys say something. But like with all seriousness, it's a really good picture. But the smile
Yeah,
on
it's great.
Gengar, yeah, could have been a little bit better. But there's always nitpicky stuff when it comes to things like that.
Yeah, there's nitpicks and everything.
Exactly. But no, it's a really friggin' awesome picture. I love it.
Yeah, I'm
So,
glad to see her doing something that isn't one of those Chupa things. I just don't get that.
so I'm just to be clear now, I'm using that as my profile picture instead of the Blake avatar.
That's fine. I don't care.
But yeah. Anyway, I also noticed, like, after I had that made for me, that I have a very bad resistance to fire type in that.
Well, then that just means I can kick your ass anytime.
Let's move on, because nitpicks, go.
You have bad resistance sucking dick, too. Heyo! Boom! There it is.
Hey.
I haven't left. I have not left this podcast.
Come on.
Okay.
Ruby nitpicks, go.
This would be so much easier as a vlog. So, in just this episode alone, there were a couple of things that I seriously didn't. Now, to be fair, there's limitations to everything. Nothing's perfect. People make mistakes. Things happen. However, I'm criticizing this in the terms of the show's reality and just some obvious things that really are questionable. Okay, first of all, starting when they were floating on the hanging onto the bird. That's probably just limitations, but it didn't really look like they were in front of the bird. It just looked like they were just in front of a background.
It also kind of didn't
I'm-
show how they got on there.
Well, yeah, there's also that, but I also filled in by the fact that they screamed like the, well, girls.
Did you not expect a girl to scream like a girl when flying on a bird? All right, I'll be honest here. I'm okay with that one.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. It's just the beginning. It just looks a little more like just, hey, we're in front of a background, not, hey, we're stuck on a freaking bird.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so then, um, when, okay, I'm just going down the list. I want to don't want to sound
Go down the
unnatural,
list.
but
We're listening.
all right. So then, next part after Nora freaking murders that bear in a very awesome way, just when she does her now pretty common anime disappear thing, which I'm pretty sure we're going to see a hell of a lot more later on. Just the
Mm-hmm.
way that they animated Rin is just like searching around, wondering where the hell did she go.
Mm-hmm.
It just seemed out of place. It just didn't seem. It just seemed off. And then when they are all arguing, all saying things, hey, hi, ho, hey, hey, and then Yang explodes. No, that was pretty out of place too. I mean, not only were there
I'd agree with you on that one.
not too many people were saying anything, and plus, just how Barbara voiced that one, it just didn't sound that natural. Which is also another thing I noticed in a lot of it, that there's just a lot of points when they say their stuff and it's just not very natural or
It
flowing.
doesn't feel. I agree with you completely. Again, God love Barbara. She does not fit Yang's character model at all. Even though she is funny socially like that,
Yeah, there's
she
enough
just
points, but
doesn't
it's
fit it.
just I'm fine with it for the most part. It's just some of the editing and just some of the times when the take they choose to use, because I'm pretty sure they have to go through multiple takes. There's no one that's
Oh, I'd be
perfect
sure
enough
they
to do
do.
everything perfect. Hell, I was in the movie business for an entire month, and I got to see plenty of times where they had to redo the exact same fucking thing over and over. Very
Yeah.
irritating. But yeah,
Yep.
just some stuff there. Okay, I'm just using my list as a reference. Okay, when the bird came to no, when the scorpion came to attack and everyone's all together and Yang and Barbara says, "Yay! Now we can all die together." Again, it's just not very flowing. It's just kind of just
And kind of
okay.
morbid. It was kind of morbid for the time.
Yeah, it just didn't really match it, and
I
it didn't.
actually kind of found that part kind of funny.
No,
I
it's just
laughed, but
it
it's
was
just
funny.
morbid.
It just didn't sound in the right tone of voice. That was the problem
Yeah.
I had with that.
No, no.
And then next thing on my list, when Ruby attacks the scorpion, bounces off, and is just laying on the ground. This is a big problem actually because this completely goes against everything we've been shown earlier on. We've been shown that in the trailers, which we still don't know is past, present, or future, so that kind of is a little but the fact that they were constantly, with the exception of Weiss getting freaking Falcon punched by a giant suit of armor, they all had pretty good reaction times and recoveries every time something attacked them.
I,
Why did Ruby not have it this time?
if you're trying
Ruby
to,
gets attacked by a werewolf and she gets a nice quick recovery. Yang gets hit with a freaking baseball bat. She has a good recovery. Blake gets hit by a mech and she recovers pretty damn well.
I was
What
gonna.
the hell was the
No,
difference here?
Okay, I was.
I would agree with you completely on that one. It was a bit weird to see her like stumbling, which again would give you reason to believe that what we saw is something in the future. But that's only a guess. I'm guessing.
What I was going to say though is, if you're also trying to show off, your concentration's not exactly where it needs to be.
True, but even in that case, that was post show off. Like that was post comments, wasn't it? Or at least a little
No,
bit.
no, no. That was like right before Weiss saved her.
Oh, okay. Either
Yes.
way. Oh yeah, yeah. I guess
And
you're
that was
right.
another
That was a little
thing.
before.
She,
She.
how did she get
Uh,
caught by the freaking feathers? He was shown as a freaking speed demon only a couple episodes earlier, and now she's running at normal speed the whole time. Where the hell was that speed boost from before?
Maybe she. I got nothing.
Maybe she what?
I got nothing.
Anime logic didn't get to
She-
work in anymore.
she got shit, and you're exactly right. And on top of that, let's skip over the crazy feather scene and get to the point where
There
Wise
were too
jumps in
many
and
damn
saves
feathers
her.
too.
Yeah,
There did
I
not
mean
need to be
that
that
bird
many
would be
feathers.
plucked at that point. Which we could argue that the animals have magic too, in which case that might work, but still.
There's just too many
jumping
feathers
over
for that scene.
Yeah.
And another thing,
Yeah, go ahead.
when Yang started to run forward. Okay, one thing, big problem I have recently is because I understand that they should have a focus on just like one or two characters or whatever's happening at the same time. But everyone was standing like a freaking statue when Yang started to run
Yup.
forward. That bothers me. I saw
It
that
was
so
great.
many other episodes where characters are just standing around and they're in like the same pose. I'm thinking, no one
They
stands like
didn't
that. Not
move.
even in the animes. They're at least moving around a bit. They're a bit more active. Everyone else is like, okay, we're gonna stay in this pose for freaking ever until we actually have to do something relevant. That
I mean,
bothers
it would
me.
have been fine if, like, whoever was editing it just cut away so you couldn't see them entirely. Because for all we know, they could have been fighting the Scorpion again, or at least fighting something. But as soon as they cut away and you could still see them in the background, just all standing there, it's like at least give them a shocked look on their face or something crazy
maybe
where it's
like
like,
one of
oh,
them
okay, that's
reaching.
understandable.
They could have even done that better, where some of them like step forward and worry, and then Yang's the one who rockets off. And the fact that she
Yeah.
also, how did she not? She got stopped by the freaking feathers. She'd been flying through the sky earlier, and now she gets stopped by feathers. And Weiss is the one who happens to be able to navigate through them. Come on.
On top of that, I would like to assess those feathers can't be very strong. I mean, they're feathers. They're not fucking rocks.
I can
if it was like
understand
a
that
ton of boulders, I could understand this.
I can understand the whole magic aspect of it, but come on,
No.
they're just in a long line. How about you go around them?
Feathers don't make any sense for that scene. And then on top of it,
Also, they all just
rays are the
disappear.
changers of heart.
They just freaking disappear after every scene. A little consistency with the background. I mean, come on. Weiss comes and freezes the tail, which is actually pretty awesome. But the feathers are all just like, yeah, we're gone.
After
Yeah, you know that.
something died, well, I was going to say that like after things died in the trailers and stuff, they usually turn to dust or something. Maybe
But
the
those
feathers.
feathers were
Which
there
is
for
fine.
Yeah, but
freaking
maybe
At
the
that
ever.
point, the
feathers
wanted.
disintegrated into dust or something. We don't know that.
But I would assume ultimately it would do that when the bird dies or X animal dies, that his shit disappears as well. Because that's how they did it in Final Fantasy. That's how they did it in fucking Pokemon. That's how they did it in all fucking other animes. It makes sense at that point that if you die and your shit gets blown up, everything that was your shit disappears.
But that bird was there for much longer. And also, this is another thing. Things just are like they skip out some important things. Like there's so many times when someone has a weapon out, and then the exact next scene it's just gone. It's all, oh yeah, I sheathed it in that time, and you're all, no. Like
Well,
when
fucking Monty's character, I'm going to screw his name up. Len?
Lyran.
Yeah? No?
Yep.
Lyran, yeah, sure. His weapons just magically appear, and it's like, it drives me nuts, because they're two pistols. They're not fucking rocket launchers here. You could easily just show them being, like, half-clipped to his body, and at that point, they could just hang there. But no, they never once show the weapon actually land on him and stick on him. They always show it, like, go down to be clipped in, and then disappear from his hands.
Actually, subject
okay,
of new
I
weapons.
can slightly go with that, but okay. Here's
That
my
one
problem with
annoys
this.
me more.
One is that they could probably put in some more animation to make it look like they're actually like folding up and going into his sleeves. But
Yep.
the fact that they do go into his sleeves, that's all right. Just because when you look at most of their weapons, how they're structured doesn't make much sense. But if they should at least add a couple more frames of animation to make it look like, okay, yeah, they folded up and went into his sleeve.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something more legitimate than
Back to what I was going to say. Do you guys have a problem with Nora's weapon?
No,
All right, I want to
that
talk
is
about that.
freaking awesome.
If we're going to talk about Nora, you're going to get the girlfriend story because there is a direct connection between the two. So
Was this the
skip
same
over
as
Nora
last
for
week?
now. No,
Boop.
this is a
Okay.
bigger one than the boop in your nose was perfect though. She is spot on with that boop, but it gets worse. We'll get there though. Skip Nora for now. Keep talking.
Oh, well, I didn't have anything else to add. Because,
Okay,
like, after you
not
guys have
you.
finished your rant, I'm just going to ask a question, but go on.
Okay, so besides the fact that things just like to just disappear and reappear whenever they want, also another thing is Weiss's character model, mostly focused on her upper body and her face. They don't freaking match at
Yeah.
all. Her face
And?
and her freaking chest, they don't match up. Her face is much brighter color than her chest. That doesn't make sense. Now, I can understand, hey, we don't have to do as much animation around her chest, so we're just going to have it as a simple frame model, but at least make it match up more to her face, because it looks like she has a pretty freaking solid tan there. Then her face is the white as hell thing that every single character has, which is actually, if you keep thinking about it more, is kind of bad, just because they all look like they're paler than a freaking albino kid.
I actually can argue in the defense of that. That's dealing with the lighting in the 3D modeling software, and that you really can't fucking mess with, or else the whole entire screen would be black, but their faces
Yeah.
would be perfect.
Okay,
Then
yeah,
that's
fair enough
that.
there.
Then again, that's only me who's done it before and seen the shit that goes on. Sometimes you just can't mess with the lighting.
Okay, yeah, I can understand there's some limitation. It's just, could they lighten
Yeah,
up
it's annoying. don't
lighten
get
up
me
her
wrong.
chest a little bit, okay? I mean, it
So
just,
wait, what?
especially when you look at the
This,
screenshot they had for the right when she's about to try fighting the what were they, those wolves. You can clearly
yeah,
see that it's a darker tone color. It's just like right in your
yeah.
face so many times. I'm just thinking, come on, just like brighten it up a little bit whenever you get those have to get those details in.
All right, so let's get this straight here. Monty, you're supposed to make Wise's chest better. Make it better. Just her chest, though. Don't worry about the rest of her. The rest of her's fine.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Jason.
Hey, you're the one that said it. I'm just the one accentuating.
I'm the one who's
phrasing
pointing it
of
out.
Are you done?
Also, okay, so next on the
No.
list. Okay, this has actually been said by other people, and I've started to notice it a bit more. Monty's excellent with the fight scenes. People can't deny that because that's basically how he got into this whole business. He with Final
Continue. We don't need
Dead
background.
Fantasy and all that
Keep
shit.
going.
So many times when they're like either just doing normal things like just casually running, or every time Yang goes up to hug Ruby, there was like 3 times in the freaking this one episode. It just didn't really, the animation just didn't match up right.
It was the awkward pause. Yes, I've noticed it so much in just the various episodes. It's like that awkward second pause before it just suddenly goes thwump and they're hugging. It's like,
I know, it's just,
nope,
Monty,
that
just
doesn't
take
work.
that knowledge you have of being able to animate a good punch to the face and just, apply that in
And just
some
animate
way.
the hand going around the head and just down instead of
Yeah,
it going.
just like every time you see it with Yang, and even just her running up from the further background upper to the front round. I'm losing my words here, but I know what I'm saying.
yeah.
Shut up. It just looked awkward.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with you. What I find more awkward, and I'm surprised you haven't noticed this, Mr. Loving Wise, have you noticed that her character model doesn't move that much? Have you noticed that, like, every time you see her character model, it's doing the exact same shit? It's flying forward and stopping, and her chest does not move. No rotation, no nothing. You barely see her actually move.
Okay, now I can start seeing that now. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I wasn't going to say it, but I figured you noticed already, so I didn't know whether you were going to
that
bring it
was-
up or not. Her
Let's
chest just
add that
doesn't
to the
move
list
or
of
rotate.
stuff. Just kidding. So yeah. Getting
Anything else?
on. No, I still got a list. Okay, we're only like halfway through this episode. Fuck. So
I'm
when they
cutting
all
your list in
decide,
about another 3 things. You got 3. Pick your best 3.
my best 3. Okay. Hmm. Okay, this is more onto the adding on to animation. Just when we saw Ozpin at the end, holy crap, was his animation off?
Yeah,
His body movement didn't match up at all. His lip syncing was like terrible. There's like no motion in his face in any way or form. He's just like,
Yep.
yeah, well, let's just throw him in there because we need to have him. Let's, there you go. I'm just
The
thinking.
animation was very clunky. You are 100% correct.
Also, and then another thing, when they transitioned from seeing the moon from one window and going to where Torchwick was, that looked like a JPEG. Honestly, it didn't look like, hey, yeah, that's
Yeah.
a real moon. That looked more like, hey, look, there's a picture of the moon in the sky.
Well,
it just
I mean,
it looks too flat. I mean, I can understand it's just a background. It's supposed to look nice, but at least when it's angled at a different way, try to give it more structure.
Well, the problem with that is, and again, the only reason I bring this up in defense of Monty is because I know why he's doing it. It's essentially the same reason that you get branding in other games. Monty's branding it as his baby, essentially. So
Yeah,
he
'cause it's
branded it
special
with
moon,
that
yeah.
as the... Yeah, exactly.
It's
So
just-
I assume he did a direct, like, flat take of it in the sky. So you could be right. It might actually be a JPEG in there for all we know. But essentially, he's not going to change it at all because he needs the branding.
It just looks out of place. Just like when other episodes when they had little anime things like Chibi Ruby in that one. It looks like a freaking one of those movies where you just have an anime character that's like photoshopped in. It's not even attempting to actually look like anything like in the background. It's just there, and you're thinking, "Come on, you can tell it's not supposed to be there."
Yep. All right, go on to your next one. 2 more.
No, that was 2.
Big
He's on the
poisons.
1.
No, that was 1.
No, it was
He's
2
at 2.
because he had the Ozpin one, then he had the Moon one.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right,
that was
fine. You're
another one.
right. You
Also,
you got one
and
more.
um,
Better be good. I better
we've
be able
actually
to argue.
we've actually amazingly brought up a lot of these earlier on just through extended arguments, so that's actually gone pretty
Hmm.
well. Just a small one. Team Cardinal, what the hell is up with them? Are they important or what? I mean,
I think it was just there to
Wait,
fill.
wait,
I
wait.
think it was just there to fill time.
because
Uh,
honestly, we saw
no,
one of
no,
those
no,
guys
no.
at the beginning, and I'm just thinking,
We saw
is he an
two
important
of them at the
character? But
beginning,
he
didn't
has
we?
had no lines.
I'd agree. I'd agree with both of you. They are a bit like we don't know anything about them beyond them existing. I mean, we know
Yeah.
that Team Ruby exists. We know that Team Juniper. Yeah, Juniper. Yeah.
Yeah, I really
We
wish
know
it
that
was.
they
I really wish
exist.
they'd gone with the fan made one, Team Anvil. That at least sounds a bit
Yeah,
more.
that would have been pretty good too.
What's wrong with?
But I don't know. I feel like those four guys are, and I'm gonna pull from 15 different TV shows, movies saying this. I feel like they're gonna turn into bad guys just off of the base level of how we've met them and stuff. Usually, when you meet people like that, they either turn into the major rival or the bad guys. So I'm gonna call it now. It's nine. It's
And
September
the fact that-
7th, 2013.
And plus, it doesn't help the fact that, hey, they're not just, silhouettes. They actually have went some detail into them. So they're supposed to be important, but there's like nothing to go with them in any way, shape, or form. Now, if they're like traders within Beacon, then that would make sense, but then we wouldn't really care if they're traders because we don't know jack about them.
Yep, exactly. I'm calling it though. They're gonna turn evil.
Yeah. Also, this is not a nitpick. This is just an observation. Did you notice that Adam's outfit? Anything familiar with it?
The mask at the end of the other episode.
No, just Adam's outfit. Think of his outfit.
Which one's Adam?
The one in Blake's
The one
trailer.
with Blake.
Oh, similar to who?
I was saying
A
the
lot of
mask.
scary
Or is that-
things.
is
The
that point we're
monsters.
getting-
Adam's
Oh,
outfit
yeah.
is essentially exactly just like all of the creatures of Grimm.
Yeah, you're
Now I am
100%
I
correct
am
on that.
certain he is a villain now. There's no doubt about it anymore.
Wait, I didn't even
it-
notice that.
It wouldn't. All right, I'm calling another thing on September 13th, 2013. I'm gonna call that he is a villain, and I'm gonna call that Blake betrays Team Ruby in order to go help Adam do something and ends up getting in shit tons of trouble.
And then she's gonna regret it, and then she's gonna have to fight him again,
Yeah,
which
there
is
you
a
go.
battle
We
I
call it-
actually would look forward to.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that you've gotten all
Alright,
your
so-
nitpicks out of the way, can I just say something really quickly?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Are you enjoying it?
Oh hell yeah, I'm loving the
Then
show.
stop nitpicking every small detail.
No! Shut the fuck up, you. The reason we nitpick is so that, God help me, if Monty ever listened to this, I'm sorry, Monty, you have to deal with this bickering. So that he knows and can improve. The reason I put out fucking things like that, and the reason I nitpick video games, is for the exact reason that maybe, God help me, someday someone will listen to me and go, oh yeah, that's probably a good point. Why don't we fix that?
Yeah, that's like what I love about the Team Fortress of everyone at Steam, or at least Valve. They actually listen to people with their multiplayer game. With Team Fortress 2, they're listening to people. They're saying, oh, we should fix this. Oh, we should fix that. Oh, there's some problems here. Let's look into it. Except with the exception when they nerfed the Spy in Team Fortress 2 because, frankly...
Spy deserved it. He sucks. Cough.
Okay, I'm not a fan of the Spy, but it already takes enough skill to have to learn how to use it. Don't nerf it if someone, hey, I figured out how to actually use it. I spent enough time, used enough hours of my life to figure out how to use this damn thing. Let them still be able to enjoy it.
Nah.
But the point is, they actually listen to the audience. They actually listen to their consumers. They all, oh, let's fix it up a bit. Hey, people wanted to be able to solely work together to fight against something. Hey, let's bring in a horde mode that they'll enjoy.
Okay, so let's move on to Nora's weapon.
I love
All right,
the
do
grenade.
you want my girlfriend's story, or should we talk about Nora in general first?
Let's go with the girlfriend
Yeah,
story.
let's go with the go.
All right. So the other day, and I'm saying this probably this past weekend, not the one that's currently going on, but a week ago, I was driving home with my girlfriend from going out to dinner. I don't remember where, but it was good food. Don't get me wrong. And I brought up the fact that I had had a dream one night about someone using a fucking hammer on me. And totally out of
Interesting.
the blue, random hammer, no specifics. And then she goes, "Why the hell are you dreaming about a hammer?" And I was like, "No, it wasn't like a small hammer. It was like a King DDD sized hammer." And she goes, "Who the fuck's that?" And I was like, "God, she doesn't know Kirby. Fuck." And I go, "All right, King DDD's a big fat duck, and he has the hammer.
He's a penguin.
And the hammer has well, penguin. Yes, fine. Sorry, not a duck.
There is a
and-
difference.
No, you're right, and I should know he's a penguin, and I feel stupid for saying duck now.
Keep
but
going.
She's obsessed with ducks. So, I told her, I was like, and the hammer has like is it a jet engine? Are we calling it a turbine? What are we calling it?
Jet engine makes more sense.
All right, I said jet engine, so that's what I'm going with. And it has a jet engine in it, so I was like, so as he swings, he turns the jet engine on, and suddenly he's got a really powerful swinging hammer. And she goes, okay, that's makes sense. That's cool, I guess. And I was like, yeah. So someone was trying to beat the crap out of me in one of my dreams with that. And she goes, oh, you got some dark dreams. and that was where it ended briefly. And then I watched the episode of Ruby. I was sitting at work because I was working Thursday night. And I watched the episode of Ruby, and I sat there and I was like, God, my girlfriend now has a huge hammer that can blast her forward and beat the fuck out of anything. And I was like, Nora's the direct line of my girlfriend going anime. Like, there is no difference now whatsoever. She's kooky. She's crazy. She boops people's noses. She's matched up with a guy that makes no sense entirely for her. No, hun, I'm not saying you're not fitting for me. I'm just saying this for point reference. And on top of it... Shut up, you.
No.
And on top of it, the hammer, like legitimately, the first thing she does is summon the hammer, get herself shot into the air by said hammer, and then use it like a rocket-propelled hammer. Yeah, haha. RPH?
Mallet?
That stands for something else. She uses it and blasts the fuck out of that scorpion, and I was like, God, I would hate to be behind that. And then I was like, wait, that's King DDD's hammer, only with better modeling, and it actually looks nice.
And it has a grenade launcher.
Yeah, that too. It can turn into a grenade launcher. So, there you have it. There's the girlfriend story that now has made me scared to death to give her anything the size of a hammer. And I dare not teach her how to shoot a gun. So, there you go. There's the end result of that story.
Awesome.
No, it's not awesome. Trust me, I'm scared. I'm actually locking my door at night.
Wow,
Just kidding,
paranoia
honey.
much.
I love you.
I love you.
Please don't kill me with a hammer. Please.
Halloween, just
anyway.
like someone tells her, hey, just dress up and make sure you have.
I will
dress up as the
help her
Grim
if she
Reaper,
wants-
but with a hammer instead of a scythe.
No,
Your
just,
boyfriend
just
will
no,
freak
no,
the
just
fuck
go
out.
find
no,
your
no, just
boyfriend.
buy her a friggin' Nora costume off eBay.
I was going to say, that's what we're going to do. If we want to do something big, we're going to go to PAX East this year, and I'm going to make her dress up as Nora.
And what-
and I'm going to give her a hammer. And I'm going to hide.
What are you gonna
And
dress?
what, you're gonna become Jean just because?
Oh, fuck no. If anybody, it'd have to become Lee Ren. But I don't fit
Except you
his
already said
model
that
at
you're
all.
almost exactly like Jean is.
Yeah. And no, I wouldn't do Ruby. I would figure out something better. Not to say that I wouldn't want to. It's just I don't really fit well enough on any of them.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, so
But anyway.
pretty much that was a decent summary of Nora's weapon. And Jason's girlfriend.
And also,
sorry.
I just love her.
Yeah,
yeah.
and my
Her,
girlfriend.
her kookiness, it really adapts well. I like it. Just like when she fires herself in the air to finish off the scorpion, and she just has that moment of just.
Like the tumble in air, and she's just got that kooky smile, and she's like, "Ha, I'm gonna kill this thing," and it's like, "Oh my god!"
She's gotta kill it.
And also, I love to see the teams actually together and actually working together, and seeing John not more than just a comedic relief, where he's actually, hey, I can actually fight a little bit. Hey, I can actually lead a little bit.
Comedic relief.
He's not
I
great, but
think-
at least we're seeing him more.
I think he's more
He's
of a
trying.
defensive fighter, like than a.
Well, he's
But-
definitely
All
he's
he
a
did
leader,
was
which
beat
means he's
something with
more
his shield
thoughtful.
once. That's really all he did that fight. Did we see him do anything else beyond that?
No,
Anyone?
of
No.
course not.
But
No.
before we friggin' forget, what the hell is Blake's ribbon made out of? So she could use it as a friggin' slingshot.
All right, I'm gonna call it again. It's September 13th or September 7th. God, I can read. It's made out of nanofiber.
Nanofiber. Nano
It's gotta be.
machines.
And like,
It's gotta be. There's no other way it could just suddenly grow or shrink like that and hold her up against
It's
something that's flying or falling or exploding.
Yeah, I was gonna add that to my nitpick thing, but then again, most of their weapons don't make total sense.
but I gotta say
And
something
who
else
knows?
as well here.
Who really knows how dust works? We still don't really understand it all that much.
That is a good point, but I got something else to say here. All right, so you know the part where like she like chucks it up and like grabs onto the friggin' thing when she's falling and acts like Spider-Man. All right,
Yeah, except the heck
is
a
it
lot
tied
better.
to her wrist or is she hanging onto it? Because I swear that the ribbon on her wrist is tied to the back of that friggin' thing, even though like it doesn't look like it.
It does wrap up, or she does have something wrapping up around her wrist.
I
which
swear
is
it's
why it
related
looks
to. I
different.
swear it's like got something to do with her weapon.
Aura.
From at least the little I've seen of it, like in the sense of like in action, she's holding the like gun part of it still. So realistically, it's just her holding the rest of it, and she's just holding that to her arm. I'm not sure whether the ribbon goes up her arm or anything. It could, and you might be right with the ribbon on her arm connecting in some way, shape, or form. But realistically, I think she's just holding on with her hand.
Yeah.
Either way, that's
Well,
just
she
that.
probably had to just grab it.
That's just
so
like
she has a better grip of it, because if it's just hanging off her wrist, it's not gonna really. You can't really do much with that.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
just like something that I realized and noticed that I thought was a bit interesting, though. All right, so I actually have a kind of embarrassing story to tell if I can humor you guys.
Here we go.
But before we go there,
Wait. Before we even start before we go into that, this embarrassing story, I'm probably going to laugh at you
that's
at.
fine. You're both probably gonna laugh. At
And
me
okay,
but I said,
Just here we go.
but before we go there, I was gonna say.
Also, I just want to point out one thing. Did you seriously buy a fucking Fluttershy thing for your Xbox Live avatar?
I did, but there's a reason for that. No. Hear me out here. There's an actual reason for that. Can I tell you what the reason is? And this actually ties into my story.
Wait.
The reason I bought the
Yeah, no,
Fluttershy...
hold on. Before you say that, the reasoning for it is you're gay.
Let's move on.
Done.
Okay. The reasoning behind that Fluttershy hoodie thing was, a lot of my friends don't like the show, and I did it to piss them off.
What show?
MLP.
Oh, no wonder. Get off this podcast. Get off right
No.
now. Just pack up your shit and leave.
No. Because now I can't even remember what the hell I was gonna say.
Good.
But no, I still remember my story. All right, so I'm just gonna say in American terms because like I don't know whether you guys know the show.
Oh, good. That's
Just
probably
go
a good
on.
So
idea.
well, let's just go for an example. Can I buy DVDs at Best Buy over there?
Yeah, sure.
So I was at Best Buy and I picked up a copy of friggin' Equestria Girls.
Oh,
What the
God.
hell's that?
Stefan knows what it is.
Don't
Just
ask,
Shut up.
don't ask.
Hold on,
It's
I'll
it's
just
the,
start-
It's,
I will
it's
start
the My
Google
Little Pony
searching this.
movie. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so I went up to the counter and I went through self-serve so that no one knew what I was buying. The friggin' machine does
Oh, God,
not.
you homo.
The friggin' machine glitches out and they need to call over for assistance. And the person sitting there was like, let's say about a 30-year-old woman, and she comes over, she sees what I was buying, and she gives me like the friggin' weirdest look.
Pedo look.
Yeah, no, not like that. It was more like, why are you buying this? What is wrong?
That's fitting.
What is wrong with you? So then I bought it, and like there was a problem with my friggin' money. Like it wouldn't go into the machine, so like they had to. They came back over to me and like they looked at me thing again. They like took the note, went and exchanged it for another one that would actually go into the machine without it spitting back out. So she comes back over to me. She works the machine for me again because for some reason it's not working. And then on the way out, like I get me changed, and she like checks me bag again because like I don't obviously know. Anyway, and like I'm walking out of there, and I turn around, she's just sitting there glaring at me, and I'm half tempted. I was sitting there like half tempted to be like, yeah, I don't know what I was half tempted to do, but that was my embarrassing story.
You were half tempted to walk over to me like, I'm so sorry that we are the next generation of people. That's what you should
That
have
would have been
done.
a good idea.
Now, realistically, what you might as well have done is pull down your pants and say, spank me.
But no, that was my embarrassing
What?
story because I saw it there, and Mum gave me the money for it because Mum knows that I watch a show, and then.
That's even worse. Your mother is accepting of the fact that you're watching a show about ponies and little girls. And, like, fuck. Oh,
You are aware that
what is this
Stefan
world
watches it
coming
as
to?
well.
Yes, but he
No,
doesn't
I do
publicly
not.
go after it like this.
Because I hadn't seen the friggin' movie, okay?
Then go watch it online at an illegal service.
Exactly.
At that point,
That's
you
what I
might as well
did.
to be safe.
I
You
watched it
just
just to see if
publicly
it
put
was any.
yourself out there.
I watched it just to see if it was any remotely decent. I didn't really like it, and I'm even then at that point I was already kind of sick of My Little Pony, so I'm not even doing any of that shit anymore.
But
But come on, dude.
hold on. So,
Hold on to what? Your non-existent dick?
can I friggin' finish my story or not?
Is it gonna get better?
No, not really. It's just gonna end up being more
Alright.
humiliating for me. So let's stop.
Wonderful. Continue.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah, that's right. That's why you don't tell these
But
things.
I honestly thought that you guys.
Way to just
I,
tear
I
him
honestly
apart,
thought that
Jason.
you guys would laugh at me.
Oh, don't worry.
I,
I've not
no. I honestly
even
thought that
began
you
to
guys
tear
would
him
laugh at me,
apart.
which was true. But the thing is, I tried to go out of the shop without them knowing what I was buying, and if I had have gotten out of there successfully without them knowing what I was up to, I wouldn't have said anything. But the fact that I was caught with the movie in my hand and actually paying for it needed to be mentioned.
And you couldn't smart enough. Oh, you couldn't, as dumb you are, think on your feet and just go, "Oh, it's for my niece's birthday. Oh, it's for my
Dude,
sister.
my niece's
little sister
birthday is like this week. I probably could have said that. I am dumb.
You are a
You
dumb
are an
fuck.
idiot,
God.
Josh. Dude, you even had
I mean-
legitimate excuse, and you
not- I
completely.
mean,
What the hell?
You're making my brain hurt. Like,
Ah.
it physically just started to give me a headache.
Now, I honestly have nothing wrong with the show. People like it as they may, but dude, you're an idiot.
Why am I an idiot? The fact that I bought it?
Because you're an idiot. Did you just not listen to your
You
own
have
words?
no valid excuse. You're stupid enough to buy it. You're stupid enough to go to self-checkout and then have problems. Realistically, never go to a self-checkout. Even if you have to, like, try and explain yourself to some woman. Trust me, I've bought movies that I should never have been buying. Like, anything from, let me think. Insert any chick flick name here, and on top of it, like, insert any weird, like, childish, like, Dora the Explorer shit. And everybody looks at me and they're like, "What the hell are you buying that for?" And it's like, "Oh, it's my niece's birthday. Oh, it's my sister's, like, not christening gift. My sister's pregnant. It's a gift for her.
Okay,
Oh,
but-
it's
okay, stop. I'm gonna stop you here. I can't think
Okay,
on my
stop me
feet.
here. Well, then think about this beforehand. Trust me, I always go into the store with my excuse already made.
I didn't even
Okay.
know the movie was out when I bought it. I just went in there and I saw it and I'm like, oh.
Then you should have stopped right then. and
Okay,
just
this
taken
is how
5
you
minutes
should have
and
done it.
stood
You should have
there.
gone two ways. You either A should have been much smarter and not got caught, either like looking up online because it's not that freaking hard to do.
I don't want to
Or
watch
you
it
be so-
online.
or
There's
you
a difference
are-
between.
shut
Well,
up.
no. Shut up for a second. I'm going to stop you right there.
You shut
There's
up.
a difference between
No.
watching a movie online, or watching a TV show online.
What's the difference? Please enlighten me, because it costs more for a television show to get pirated than it does a movie.
Not all TV shows come out on DVD here.
That doesn't matter.
I'm sorry, but I am
The
not going.
internet.
No. I am not going to. I'm going to admit this right now. I'm going to stream Walking Dead season 4 when it comes out on friggin' the internet because I can't be bothered waiting for it to show up here like 3 weeks later. I'm going to be behind.
Which is perfectly reasonable. Well, all right. I say that lightly. It's not reasonable. It's illegal, yada, yada, yada. Let's jump over these steps.
I'm not downloading
I
it. I'm
mean-
just streaming it, just to be clear.
Yes. Anywho. I mean,
I'm not gonna.
I continue
I'm
with
sorry,
my
but
argument
no,
real quick.
I'm not gonna do it for a movie though because I don't feel right doing it for a movie, but I feel okay doing it for a TV show. If you know what I mean.
no, that makes no sense
It does to
entirely.
me. Shut up.
That
Let
makes
Stefan talk.
absolutely no sense.
As I
Stefan,
was
please
saying,
rip him a new one.
if it comes
Please.
to the
Please.
questionable fandoms that many humans tend to have, you either go one of two ways. You either, one, you are smart about it and make sure no one ever notices that you like it
Which is
in
what
public,
I tried to do.
or
And failed
you become
miserably at.
so comfortable that you say, hey, I really don't give any shits, and you just look at them and you just, if she gives you a weird look, don't be intimidated. You just say, yeah, I'm buying this. You got a problem with it? Because honestly,
What?
because seriously, I'm not gonna say, hey, it's wrong to like this show, because some people I respect, people in the freaking military, went to go see the show in theaters. They walked in front of like plenty of families, and people gave them weird looks, and they're all, what? And they're all, all right, nothing.
You talking
And
down
so,
Scorcher?
Yeah, you have a good day.
Talking out Scorcher.
So yeah, that's either one of two ways you went. You tried to go down the middle, and you failed.
Well,
He didn't try to go down the middle. He tried to pussy out of 1 and failed in the middle of going to 2.
Okay, so he was not even like a quarter of the way. He was like negative halfway.
No, he was not even on that line.
So let's go on to questions, shall we?
no, yeah, we're still actually
Oh
got
my
topics to
lord.
talk about. But yeah, with all seriousness,
Okay.
I tried to get away with it, but it didn't work. And as I said, if I
Yes,
had got away
and-
with it without like anybody knowing or like without being stopped or anything, I wouldn't have told the story. I would have just kept it to myself. But seeing as though that actually happened, I thought it was worth bringing up.
Okay.
Now,
It was good
What other
comic
topics
relief.
do
I was
we have today?
now, I actually have another couple of topics. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I want to bring this up.
Shoot.
Legend of Korra season 2 is
Shoot.
coming out soon. I'm
oh
excited.
my god,
Yes,
I'm
it
actually
is.
planning on buying the first season of that and rewatching it because it is such a good show.
I'm excited for it, but I still can't. It's not Aang.
Oh yeah, I
And
agree 100
It's just
trillion
not the
percent.
same.
It's not the same, but it's still good.
It's
Nah.
essentially they raised their bar so high that they're having a hard time getting back up to that bar.
I didn't think Korra
Yeah,
was that
and-
bad.
I'm not saying it's
It
bad. I'm
wasn't
just
bad,
saying
don't-
it's,
don't-
when you
yeah.
compare it to its predecessor, it's not as great as you think it would be. Because you
Obviously.
have
Yeah.
you have the amazing story arc that they had, just going through all of that stuff. Great character development, great characters to begin with, just great story, great action, just all sorts of great stuff. And then then it's all, oh my god, this is like freaking awesome. And then you get to the other show and it's all trying to reach up and missing the bar. That's essentially what happened.
It did. It barely got close to it. It took the entire season to get even close to the bar.
Actually, while we're on the subject of Airbender, I was going through TV channels the other day, and I swapped over to Nickelodeon to see what was on. It's like, Last Airbender. I'm like, alright, cool. It's a live action one. Run!
Hey,
that
do
sucks.
either of you guys watch
I've
The
got-
Nostalgia Critic?
No.
No.
He recently reviewed it. That was freaking awesome because the guy who plays the character of the Nostalgia Critic, Doug Walker. Everyone was saying, "Hey, could you review this movie? It's really bad." He's all, "Well, how can I really compare it to how it's supposed to be if I haven't seen it?" So it just goes on like a run of every single thing Airbender related, and it was awesome seeing like every episode his like anticipation for it. He's like turning into a little kid just because every episode, I love this show, I love this show, up until the end with the very finale. He's all, I freaking love this show. And then Korra, even, he's all, yeah, it doesn't match up, but it's still a good show.
Yeah, I'm
then-
completely in
It's
agreement
not
with
bad,
this.
it's
Korra
just
is
not
not as
great.
good
And
as
then when he
Avatar,
got
but
to
it's still
the
good.
review, oh my god, I was at the edge of my seat laughing the whole time because god, he was so right.
You know, for somebody that hasn't actually seen the live action movie, should I watch it or just avoid it altogether?
No. Save yourself. Save your mind. Save everything you know and love about that show, and do not watch
Okay.
it.
Because, like, I haven't seen it and I saw it was on and was like, nope!
Nope.
Yeah,
Don't watch it.
Jason, you can. I will recommend you guys go watch it over as a nostalgia critic because if you guys know the actual show, so you'll be able to understand all the references he throws in there. And although I will say the skits, that's probably like the only weak part that his channel, his videos have, just because hey, we should implement skits. Most of them are pretty miss. They're not all that great, but the actual standard review, which is essentially kind of like what Josh Scorcher does, it's kind of that kind of style.
Actually, subject of Scorcher, I recently was at one of my friends' places and I showed them they said that they knew who Scorcher was, so I showed them remember the Osaka Flame Pokemon video you showed me? Top 15
yes.
worst Pokemon?
Me?
No, I'm talking to
Yes.
Stefan.
Him.
I showed him that, and
Okay.
he's not a fan of Pokemon, but he loved that video, so I think he's going to start watching Old Talk as well.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're on the topic of Nickelodeon. I've got Teen Nick running on the background right now because I'm sitting at my computer and it's to the right of me. Cat Dog's on.
Wait, I guess wait.
And I love Cat Dog.
Freaking, guess what
I
I
never got
found
into
on...
it, honestly.
Guess what I found on Cartoon Network like 3 days ago that I have never watched, but I'm just going to start doing it.
All right, let me see. Hold on. I know Cartoon Network like the back of my hand at this point.
I'm just gonna start listing stuff.
It's not regular show. If it is, I'm gonna
No,
kill
it's
you.
not.
Oh,
You're going
Is
to
it a
kill me.
recent show
you'll
or
get-
an older show?
It's a recent show, but you're both going to kill me when you find out that I haven't watched any of it.
Adventure
it
Time.
can't be Adventure
It
Time.
is.
Oh my lord, how have you not watched that show? What is wrong with
I
you?
don't friggin' know. I just haven't watched it.
It's a great show. Even I've seen it a couple times at my uncle's house just because they have a couple dogs there, and whenever they're out working at movies, they need some noise to keep them busy. It sometimes shows up on Cartoon Network. I sit down sometimes next to the dogs, and goddamn, that's a great show.
I,
That
I'm
show is the
going.
definition
I'm
of
going to start watching
love.
it. Yeah.
You should. I totally recommend it.
Please. I don't think I could recommend it any more.
So
Like that show is
should
my Pokemon replacement.
should I start at episode?
No,
no,
don't you
should.
shush
No,
me.
no, I said should, not should.
Uh-huh.
Should I start at episode 1, or can I just start where it's up to?
You need to start at episode
Okay.
1. It does, as much as it doesn't seem to have a storyline, it does have a storyline to it. Start at the very beginning, season 1, and then keep
Okay.
going.
I didn't start from episode 1. I was kind of like bits and pieces all the way, but even then, it's still a good show. It's not like one where, oh my god, I have no idea what's happening. You can still get invested into it just without that, and you're all, oh, this is like a good cartoon.
Yeah, you're not dead in the water if you don't start at 1-1, but if you can, do it.
Actually, Jason, seeing as though you said this
Yes,
is your Pokemon replacement, where is the anime up to over there? Like
It's
not
like
What?
you know.
It's they're into the new actually no,
they
I'm
wouldn't-
talking out of
Kanto,
my
I
ass.
believe.
Hold
They
on.
wouldn't be in Kalos yet, but I'm wondering like how long I'm gonna have to wait for the next DVD set
Hold
to come
on.
out.
I can give you the exact one in a second. They are currently the episode that just aired this past weekend was To Catch a Rotom, and I can't tell you where in the event line it is. Give me 2 seconds to look it up.
Because
Keep
the
vamping.
last episode that I saw over here on, because I buy the DVDs and I just wait for them to come out. The last episode I saw was the last episode of Rival Destinies. Stefan, are you still there?
Yeah, he is. He's just quiet.
But I sounded like someone just hung up. But yeah, the last episode I saw was the
Oh, you might be right. He might have lost connection briefly.
last episode I saw was the last episode of Rival Destinies.
Okay.
So I'm like just before Ash gets Charizard back.
Give me 10 seconds. I gotta look. Because I don't know whether it's going to be... English, I can tell you... Well, Japanese, I can tell you exactly where we are. We're midway through the probably newest gyms, I'd have to bet.
Does the anime
But-
come
What
out
the-
before, like does the anime start before the games come out?
Yes, this anime does. They're already over in the new region in Japan.
So
and probably a couple gyms in.
who are his followers this time?
Still Silent and fucking
Friggin' hate
Iris.
Silent. I really
I hate
friggin'
Iris.
hate Silent.
I'd like Iris to be dead.
Ash is Ash. Let's just say that.
I have answer to your question. So they left Unova 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 episodes ago they left Unova. And I think they're on something called the Illusion Island. But I'm not 100% positive. That's just where my episode guide currently says.
Why do you guys hate Iris?
She's a dumb bitch. All right, I'm going to now sound like a creepy asshole, but I'm going to do this right now. Misty on a 1 to 10 hot scale was about a 6. It was a good
What
start.
the hell? This is already
May was
weird.
about a 4. Dawn was about an 8. And Iris just fell off the ladder at about a 2.
Okay, now,
Now, before I sound like a complete and utter creep, let me put reasoning out here. I didn't appreciate Misty's attitude at all.
Okay.
She drove me nuts within like 20 episodes. I mean, you get used to it, but 20 episodes in, I wanted to kill her.
Okay.
May was the second. Yeah, May was the second one. May was fucking stupid.
She
And
was a
that's just
friggin'
because,
beginning
again,
trainer.
Again, new trainer concept reasonable, but I just could not stand her stupidity. Like it drove me
But
nuts.
at the same time, Dawn was a new trainer, but she wasn't. Yeah.
Yes, but she didn't act like a stupid retard like May did. May seriously had to ask every fucking
Yeah, but if you
question
remember
in the
correctly,
book.
they actually said why May didn't want to be a trainer.
Yeah, no, which is fine. But her father was a gym leader. Under normal circumstances,
But she
thank
didn't
you.
care.
She would pick up a lot.
She didn't care about it.
I don't care that she didn't
Okay,
care.
no.
You'd still pick up stuff through osmosis.
Okay. So stop. I want to bring up like two really quick points. Stefan, say why you don't
Go.
like Iris, and I'm going to say something else really quickly.
Her hair. Just say her hair. Her hair drives me nuts.
You're just a kid.
She's a know-it-all. Yeah, exactly. She's younger than Ash, and God help me, Ash is 16 to 18 at this
He's
point.
10.
I don't even know how old he is.
He's 10.
But he's 10, and she's sitting there, and she must be, like, actually 10. So it drives me nuts that she's calling Ash a child when he's been through how many leagues now at this point? He's been through 5.
I don't know, but Ash is like dead or in a coma or something, so...
Yeah, plus the Frontier, and he won the Frontier, so technically he would be a brain of the Frontier, placed in 5 leagues, and won the Orange Islands, but they don't really count for shit. At this point, he would be... Yeah, well, it's an accomplishment. At this point, he would be... I mean, God help me, how much closer can a master will he get before he actually gets it? And that's the key point here. He's never going to get there. So it's his accomplishment level's just going to go up and up and up and up and up, but it's never going to reach the
Okay,
peak.
yeah, but we've decided Ash is in a coma, so let's just move on.
Yeah, Ash is definitely in a coma.
Okay, but
He's gotta
back to
be.
the point that I was... Back to the point that I
It's
was
coma
actually
times.
just going to bring up before, like, do you think
Yes.
that, like, anytime soon, maybe Ash will start traveling with Max again, like when Max is an actual trainer?
No, because then they'll have to actually progress the age level. There's no way Max is ever coming back. Never.
Like, he was annoying, but it'd be interesting to see if they brought him back. Okay, but back to...
They can't. They cannot bring him back because he's...
Okay, but okay, so back to why I don't like Silent. I hate the fact that every time something goes on, it's like, it's investigation time, or it's...
He's the same as Brock in that sense with Officer Jenny.
That was
and fucking,
fine!
Nurse Joy. No, that was just as annoying. At least for him, he's a connoisseur of this. He's a connoisseur
Okay.
of that. He's a connoisseur. He's got some variety
Okay.
to him. Brock has the same shit rolling over
Alright,
and over again.
so we're in agreement, but Iris sucks. I don't like Silent. You guys... Anyway, let's move on. Freaking... Is the Genesect movie out yet?
No.
Okay. Now, I want one more spoiler here. Seeing as though you guys are ahead of me, has any
Aye.
of his Pokemon besides friggin' Unpheasant reached its final stage?
Crocodile.
I knew that one, sorry. I
don't
knew that
know.
he had Crocodile.
Okay, you knew that one.
But
It's Crocodile and Pheasant. Let me
has
double check to
Boulder
be sure,
evolved
'cause
into
even-
Gigalith yet or not?
Yes, I believe so. But again, let me check before I speak out of my ass again.
Are you kidding me?
Oh,
Don't
great.
worry, I'm starting here. Hey guys, I'm
So-
back. That's fucking great.
You're gonna have fun.
All right,
with
so
it.
we'll explain this quickly. When you guys do hear the random parts where me and fucking Josh are talking, because there's no way we're editing all that out, it's because Stefan's audio died. So we're just gonna pretend like he was
Hey,
How
talking.
far's your audio?
I just, like
Did you?
it, like cut
No,
off
I'm
after
up
like
to about
it
58
cut off
minutes.
like when I started to have connection issues on my end.
Oh, okay, so it wasn't that long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was maybe like
Yeah.
5 minutes or so. Hold on, character day.
I'm assuming the friggin' Pig Knight will be an M-ball by now.
I don't think so actually. But again,
You assume, but this is also Ash, the guy who doesn't always
character
evolve
bios. There we
shit.
are.
That's a good point.
All right. Currently in
He has
his
Charizard back,
party,
doesn't he?
Pig Knight has not evolved. Yes, he has Charizard back. Oshawott still Oshawott. He's got Pig Knight, Snivy, Unpheasant, Scraggy, Leavanny. Boulder hasn't evolved
That's right,
yet.
Lee Vanny was another one.
And yeah, we never see Leavanny like ever again. Palpitoad hasn't evolved yet, and yeah, Crocodile's the only one who's evolved.
That's actually
entirely.
done much relevance besides Uzafant.
Yeah.
Wait a second, isn't Levanny supposed to evolve with the stone, or is it level?
Level.
It's level.
I thought it was a stone. Alright, so now that we're seeing as we're on the subject of Pokemon, friggin' Mega Charizard and all that.
I questioned the design choices, but I'm alright with the Mega Evolutions because it mixes it up a bit.
I'm not at a base level. I'm not alright with Mega Evolutions. They've turned it
Yeah,
into
it's
I'm in
Digimon,
agree-
and it does not make me
I'm in
happy.
agreement with Jason. I had a conversation with my brother-in-law like a few days ago. I'm like, so if I told you that Venusaur, Blastoise, and Charizard would evolve, what would you say? He's like, oh yeah, that sounds really cool. And then I'm like, alright, so what would you do if I told you it was only for in battle, and then after that they turn back to his other thing? He's like, yeah, oh, that's also really cool. And I'm like, you're only a casual player. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, wait. And then
You don't
no,
understand.
stop. And then I pulled up a photo of like Digimon on my phone. I'm like, does this ring a bell? And he's like, you are so right.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So
I'm not saying it's the greatest idea ever,
let's.
but I want to see how it turns out in the end.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of
Uh,
it, but I'm still gonna probably end up using them.
Oh, definitely. They're definitely going to be useful, but it just doesn't fit.
We already know that Stefan's favorite's Mega
Oh
Blaziken
fuck yeah!
already.
That's why I bought a DS so soon because when they start distributing it, I want to be able to get that.
What are you getting?
Yep.
I'm
I
getting
already
Y.
told you I'm getting X.
I-
I'm getting both. Fuck you guys.
Stefan's getting another deer.
Do I care? I'm
I hate that fucking
recent.
deer already.
Dude.
God, that deer makes me want to shoot.
Okay,
myself
yeah,
in the
feel
head.
free. But seriously, in most of my recent game playthroughs,
Thanks, you
in most of my
asshole.
game playthroughs of anything, I've like never been using the legendaries. Even the icon for the games, even like gold version, I'm usually all over Ho-Oh. I'm all, yeah, I caught you. Now I'm just gonna stick with my usual team because hey, I'm having fun with this. Yeah, I've been like dropping
Yeah,
out
I'm
of
completely
legendaries.
in
I mean, I
agreement with you, and
rarely
it's like
use them.
you sit there with the friggin' legendaries, like go Ultra Ball, go.
Well, it's a
Ultra
fun
Alright,
challenge
you're
to
caught,
fight them
dude.
and try and capture them,
It's like,
but
alright,
it's
you're
also
caught,
frustrating
get in
as
the
hell.
PC. No, it's like you're caught. Get in the friggin' PC and don't come out.
Well, I'm not saying I don't use them. I'm just saying I don't like rely on them. They're all like, all right, you're now a centerpiece of my team. No, you're just
The
there
only
for fun.
time I've ever needed to use a legendary was in Heart Gold and Soul Silver when you needed either Groudon or Kyogre to get the other one.
Seriously?
Yeah, you needed one of the other one to get the other, didn't you? I'm pretty sure you did.
I've never played Heart Gold Soul Silver,
I'm
so
asking
I don't know.
I'm asking Jason because I thought you needed.
Oh, you're
Yeah, I
asking
thought
me.
that. Say for example, I think it was Kyogre and Heart Gold, and I thought you needed the.
Yes, no, you're correct. If you wanted to get Kyogre and Groudon, you got one of them in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Then you had to trade it over to get the
And
other
it needed
one.
to be the one that was caught in that area, or else the event wouldn't pop.
Yep, and then Rayquaza would pop when you had both
That's
of
the
them.
one.
That's really Heart Gold and Soul Silver. They
Anyway,
definitely
so
had a lot of cool choices in there. I've questioned the Pokéletheon thingamafucker, but a lot of the other things I really liked.
yeah, that thing was the dumbest thing in that game.
That being said, would you rather have that or a contest?
Contest.
I'd rather have
I'm fine.
contests.
Alright,
Contests are fun
with
on
all
occasion.
seriousness, the only contest I've liked was Gen 3 contests. I don't like the Gen 4 one.
Those were the only legitimate contests. Gen 4s were meh.
And not to mention, they were so like the ones in Gen 3 were like easy, like not too easy, but easy. And then it's like the ones in Gen 4, it's like you need to get a perfect thing.
You've got to be perfect.
Alright, so both of you have seen the Mega Evolutions, the original starters. Which ones you be taking?
Normally I choose Charizard just because I'm ever since Gen 1 to Gen 3 I've been all over the fire types. I really like Blastoises though.
Good. I'm actually not alone for once. Originally, it was 100% that I will be taking Bulbasaur as the starter because if you guys haven't figured this out yet, not you two, the rest of you, they've also announced that we are getting a Gen 1 starter with your starter.
Yes,
for
I recall
Gen
seeing
Jason,
that.
I've already
Gen
told
6.
you what my 3 starters are going to be.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know you have, but you'll have to revamp for the people who haven't
Okay.
heard.
Like me.
So, by that logic, I don't want, and by the Mega Evolution logic, I guess I should say, and I'm sitting here looking at all three of them again just to pull out the differences. So, Venusaur gets some leaves on his feet, well, legs. He gets a flower petal on his head, and he gets some vines in his flower. That's the only change he has.
Probably gets bigger too.
Blastoise
with all
gets-
seriousness.
Blastoise becomes a freaking
Yeah, he probably does
tank.
get a bit bigger. he becomes fucking awesome. He gets a tank cannon, and he gets 2 cannons on his arms too, and 2 more
Have you
shells.
guys not noticed
And
that in the trailer, Hydro Cannon comes out of his mouth?
Yes, again, they never ever line those things up with the like actual cannons and stuff. And to finish it off, Charizard becomes an actual dragon.
But it's still not
like,
a dragon
He looks
type.
like a dragon. Yeah, well, that I can't help. But he has his claws now have mini wings off him. His tail has a spike. His back has a spike. His wings look like dragon wings now instead of fucking like I'm a herp derp dragon wannabe. His tail has a ton of spikes on it. Actually, I lied. And he just looks badass. So, by that logic, originally I was going to start with Chespin, and I was going to get fucking Bulbasaur. But due to what's occurred with the Mega Evolutions and stuff, I think I'm actually going to start with probably... I don't know. I mean, I'd still like to start with Chespin and get fucking Squirtle. And that's the worst thing ever in the world. Every person who plays Gen 1 games is going to hate me when I say that.
People
But
argue over
Squirtle
Gen
looks
1
like he has the best
still.
Mega
I mean,
Evolution.
yes, I grew up with the fire types up
Yeah,
until
it's the way
Generation
of life.
4 when I started to really like the grass types. But
Tatwig!
this is basically me for
Anyway,
fire type was always
so-
my first choice, but the grass types were always my last. So if I decided, hey, I'm not gonna play with the a freaking fire type because I've been doing that ever
You'll go
since the
water.
beginning of my time, then I'd usually go to the water type.
Yep.
With except and the only reason I don't hate Chikorita, even though she is obviously the worst of all the beginners, she holds some nostalgic traits to me. Not with the show, but because one of my friends that I had like a long time ago, that was like her favorite Pokemon ever, which was actually kind of scary how much she liked it. Anyway, that's just like reminds me of her. So I'm all, hey, there's something to keep her from being absolute shit in my eyes. Water Cup.
Alright, so
Yep.
with all ser-
But yeah, I'm probably
So, with all seriousness, at the moment, I'm in between getting Froakie and Charmander and Chespin and Blastoise.
I'm
or
going
Squirtle.
to go with Finnegan, which is the fox fire thingy. Hopefully that thing does not have a fighting evolution. 'cause if it does, I'm
everyone
gonna reset my
wishes
game.
that. They're hoping.
Everybody, still currently, it's destined to be Psychic by everyone, so I'm still standing by it. being
Dude, if it
Psychic.
turns out to be a fighting type, I'm just going to restart my game.
Yeah, you're all.
I'm
I'm almost
gonna-
Well-
finally, it's evolving.
I've almost
It's like,
beat it. He finally evolved the
it's just
third
like,
time. Fuck.
No, it's like it evolves into the second one. I'm hoping that by the second one, they would put on the secondary type. It's like, just look at
How'd
Bulbapedia
they
the
do
day
that?
it comes out. It's like, yep, you're not getting chosen. But at the moment, I'm going with Finnegan and friggin' Bulbasaur. And seeing as though you get a mystery gift on day one, I'm also going to get a Torchic. So if you play your cards right, you can get one of each of the elements.
I'm probably gonna choose the. I'm not gonna be that strategic with it. I'm probably gonna just like start migrating them from earlier games.
Yeah, but you've got to pay. Like,
I'm gonna get the Blaze. I'm going
How-
for the Blaziken. I'm for sure with that.
That's a given.
I'm probably gonna go Finnegan just because
speaking-
I'm not really interested in what the other ones are, honestly. And yeah,
But before we continue this for a moment, that brings up another point that have you guys noticed that Rooster Teeth started doing news stuff?
Yes.
That's
Before I
actually kind of
continue
cool.
the story. Yeah, I like the news stuff. I like Ashley. Ashley's hot. Good job, Bernie. Congratulations, buddy. Good on ya. Continuing on though, so they did one last week about Pokemon where they announced the. I guess it's called like the Pokemon
box thing?
share box, whatever
Yeah.
you want to
Yeah,
call
yeah,
it,
yeah.
where essentially you can pay like $5 and it might be like a monthly subscription fee of like $1, and you can just dump all your Pokemon from previous games into the cloud and then withdraw them whenever you want. And I mean, I thought that was genius, just on a base level. I mean, I sat there and it's like, I'd pay the $5 to have the game application for it for the 3DS, whatever you
How
want.
far
I'd dump all my Pokemon
back
onto there.
will it go, though?
I assume it's all DS.
So you're
games.
assuming
I
it'll go
assume.
back to Diamond and Pearl.
Well, I'm also.
But that being
I'm assuming
said,
this
you
is
can
that
migrate
it'll.
off
I'm assuming they're still going to have migration so you can get your earlier generation stuff into the most recent generation stuff. So
Yep.
regardless, they're
Oh
still going to
yeah,
be able to go
I mean
into
they
it.
still
I
have that.
really like that because they had that a long time ago with the GameCube. That's when they had Generation 3. They had an entire
Yep.
game where it's
The
just,
Pokemon box.
yeah, the
Yep.
entire game was essentially, yeah, just store your stuff here because
Box.
you don't want to lose all that stuff and you're thinking, no, I do not.
And then your memory card fails and
Yep.
you lose them anyway.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that, please.
I do.
So with that, and I sat there and I was like, well, there might be a little weird logic behind it, but essentially, if you buy the box and pay for a month subscription or however much you get for buying it, because I assume they'll do like you get 3 free months when you buy it, and I would dump all of my I would dump all of the old Pokemon on there. I would beat the game and dump them all
Start
back
again.
off onto like X or Y, pick your poison, and then I'd let the subscription run out because I'm not using the box currently. The next time I need the box is when the next game comes out. I activate it for like 2 months or a month, dump all the Pokemon, and pull them back
So
off. So I
this
guess
being said, you're pretty much just going to use it as a migration feature.
yeah, and I mean it might cost me a couple dollars here and there, but I'm an avid Pokemon fan. I'm willing to sacrifice a couple dollars to the Nintendo gods.
At the same time, though, are you going to play through the game with stuff that you've already got in previous games, or are
No.
you going to play through it legitimately
No.
without being overpowered?
I'm gonna play through it legit, and then I'm gonna transfer everything up.
And then you'll make your team depending on what you've brought forward and what you have.
If that, I mean, I don't play competitively anymore, so
I never even
I'm not
started.
gonna do much with them beyond have them all there. Oh well, trust me, it's not that it's all cracked up to be.
Questions?
Sure.
Questions on what?
Questions, the podcast questions.
Oh, podcast questions. Sure, go
Podcast?
nuts.
Okay.
That's a podcast.
Prodcast. Yeah,
That's my shot cup.
I'm prod in casting.
Prod and cast.
Actually, subject to Pokemon, Aqua
Oh,
Powerade
yeah.
asks, starter Pokemon, you must choose one. Bidoof, Zigzagoon, or Rattata?
Bidoof, it has.
Bidoof.
I'm going with Bidoof.
Bidoof,
I'm going with
Bidoof.
Bidoof as well. Best HM slave ever.
Well, this is what you got. You got
Although
Rattata is
90's not
fast.
bad either.
Zigzagoon is pretty fast.
Got pickup. It's also got pickup.
Yes, he also has pickup, but Bidoof, he also gains an extra element, and plus he can actually be quite a heavy hitter.
Yeah, if you use him well.
Then again,
you'd be better off.
Rattata,
So I'd
when
say
it becomes
Bidoof.
Raticate and gains Super Fang, it can do a hell or Hyper Fang rather. It
Raticate can also surf, can't
it can. These are
Yeah,
they're actually all
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
good choices.
it
Actually, when you think about it, they might not be like
Eh,
they're ideal, but
Yeah.
you know, play your cards right, give them some good moves, and train them in a good way. They all have a good, decent amount of speed, with the exception of Bidoof, but he has a heck of a lot of HP and defense, and he has extra typing.
Actually, whilst
Um,
we're on this kind of topic, have anyone here heard of like Pokemon Emerald Randomized?
Yeah.
Like the randomizer for Pokemon Emerald.
Yeah, it's like you start the game, your starter could be like any of the current Pokemon.
Yeah.
Level 5, and
Yeah,
then it's like
the
you
normal-
go into the grass, it's like you could encounter like a level 3 Zapdos.
Yeah, it's a normal randomizer. Yeah, okay. what
I
about it?
actually kind of want to play through one of them. But at the same time, I don't want to because it's a ROM hack.
Then get a new ROM, use the ROM hack on that one, and keep your old ROM normal.
No, I mean, I don't want to download a ROM.
Oh my god. You're
The only thing I would download a ROM for...
Where-
hold on,
that-
hold
that-
on, hold
just-
on. No,
just-
no,
just
shut
stop,
up. The
Jack.
only
No,
thing I'll
no, no,
download
no,
a ROM
no,
for
no,
is
no,
something
no.
I already own.
So you're contradicting yourself. Let's just drop this topic because
My
I'm going
argument
to
would be
yell at you
simply
for
Okay.
being
what
stupid.
Hero is his name, or whatever the hell his name is.
That's where I got the that's where I
Good
got
job
the
there,
idea.
Stefan.
I
from.
love this fucking
Freaking,
shotgun.
alright, are we gonna count my question or are we just gonna skip
No,
it?
I'm gonna do that one because it's a good question.
Am I supposed to be giving more advice? I mean, we've gone over this
No,
twice. Should I give more
no,
advice?
my question, like the one how
Um,
it's like if you were taken to the world of Ruby, what would your weapon and clothes look like?
Yeah, no, I saw it. I'm not planning on skipping over, but I got to give more advice first. All right. Famous
glasses
Jason
for
Wade advice
everyone.
for the week. No.
Fuck you.
No. All right, there we go. There's your piece of the advice of the week. Don't fuck with me. Done.
Okay.
Okay, so then my question, go.
Okay, so
Stefan, go for it.
clothing,
You go
I'd
first.
probably be probably navy blue with some. I'm Swedish colors, man, all the way. Navy blue with some gold trims to go with it. And as for weapons, there'd be one of two. One of them would be a bow staff with revolver ends, kind of similar to how Weiss has hers, except the revolver pieces go inside of it and can be detached whenever they need to be. They'd also be able to come apart and become two, not bow staffs, but they'd be something that I don't remember the name of. Tofa sticks or whatever those are called.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I guess they're technically pronounced tofa.
Whatever they're
Yeah,
called,
okay.
they'd be able to go into that mode. And they also have triggers because, hey, they're revolvers, so they can fire that. They don't have enough propulsion to do anything like
Mm-hmm.
Ruby has, even though they can have a big kick. But a plus is that if you hold them in a specific way, you can fire it off and it'll be able to do kind of like a yank punch and just have an extra kick to it to hit them with it.
Yep.
And they can also,
Yeah, it gives some
but on
extra
the other
push.
end, because of my great love of swords, I'd probably kind of have a sword that would attach to the arm. I'm not entirely sure how this one would go, just because I haven't given it as much thought. I've been thinking about the bow staff for quite a long time, but it would definitely be a wrist-mounted one
Mm-hmm.
that could probably do some other stuff. I haven't thought too much about the sword, but I would have a sword as my backup if I didn't go with the bow staff. I put a lot of stuff in
Okay.
that bow staff, and I was thinking about that a long time.
Okay. Go, Jason.
You're asking me like I have the perfect answer to your
I know what my
question.
clothes
All
are, but I
right,
don't know what my
I
weapon
will.
is.
I will start with clothing, I guess, because I'll probably be able to give you a better answer with that. I want to be wearing jeans. I would really like to be wearing green, but at the same time, it doesn't look great on me in the animated sense. So I'm going to say normal pair of jeans, red shirt, and a white
You're
overcoat
just
cape.
going off of your freaking Pokemon
Um,
avatar, aren't you?
yes, because I actually
I
like the
can
look of it,
understand that.
and I definitely want a belt.
I should.
I want a belt, and it has to have a pretty
I'm gonna
cool
go
belt
into a bit
buckle.
more detail because all I said was the colors. I'd probably kind of have the average jeans from down below, just casual jeans. But I'd probably have similar to
Mm-hmm.
Marine Corps style coding for the my coat. Just because that's kind of how
Mm-hmm.
most whenever I draw up my own kind of avatar personal persona thing, is that's usually kind of style I have, kind of a sophisticated overtop with some casual wear to it, and probably some sort of dumb belt to go with it. I don't know.
I tell you, it's the belt buckles, man.
I
They're
probably
the way
also
to
I
go.
probably take a freaking note from Kingdom Hearts and have like kind of like Sora's original chain thing on the side. Just
Oh,
that.
I want Roxas's the crazy little cross X his on his zipper. I want that as a necklace. Not to say that I don't already have it currently sitting in my
It
hand,
magically
but you
appeared
know,
right as he said it. I'm thinking of this in
I'm
my
not
head.
picky. No, I'm actually holding the one I have in my hand.
I'm just
I
making a
actually
joke.
have
Go
one.
with it.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yes, exactly. So by that logic, I guess I should say weapon. And if I have to make a weapon up, I will make a weapon up. But realistically, I want a keyblade. With no doubt in my mind, I want a keyblade.
With a secondary function, or use
Um,
cape and
Keyblades can.
keyblade.
the keyblade can easily have a gun inside of it. That's fine. I really don't care what it does. Um, but if I can't pick a already made weapon, because it seems that that's kind of the way we're going, I would use probably a quarter staff, a bit taller than me, so probably like 6 feet in the air, give or take. And it would probably I don't know whether I'd even have a gun side to it. I don't think it'd be advantageous to, and I wouldn't use a bow. I'm no good with the bow. Um, so maybe I wouldn't have. Maybe I just have the staff. I don't think I'd need a gun. That's right. I'm calling it. I don't need a gun.
Well, Aang didn't need a gun. He had a staff.
I just put really the gun
Okay.
parts are usually mostly they have different type of ammo. It's not like bam you shooting the head. Probably have something similar to like what Yang has just for extra propulsion.
Uh, yeah, sure. And I mean, don't take it. I'm sure I could transform the staff into a gun if I wanted to, but realistically, I don't see any need to. And by that logic, I'd want a light machine gun just to have.
Okay. So
Might as well go big.
I'm gonna keep the top. Like, I'm gonna like put on a pair of black jeans because I wear jeans every day,
It's good to
Good
wear
start.
clothing. Clothing is
and then
good.
I'm
We do not want to have you fight. Actually, fuck that. No, I'm not even gonna wear clothes. I'm gonna fight naked.
excellent.
That's how I'm gonna win.
There's gonna be like a little black
Done.
bar when someone draws this comic.
If I ever actually start animating,
Okay,
I'm
but
totally gonna
all-
It's just gonna
animate
be me
this.
fighting naked with a big stick.
All seriousness, right now,
Do
though,
it.
I'm gonna pretty
Yeah.
much I'm just gonna wear what I've been drawn in the lady Vossler's picture, but I'm gonna change the pants
Okay,
because that looks awesome. I really do like that picture.
fair enough.
And then, as a weapon, I have a sword here, but I would somehow implement a gun into it, I suppose. And then just
God
use
damn you,
that.
Final Fantasy.
Where's my gun blades? Gun blades everywhere.
But that's pretty much what I would use.
Just blade.
Just blade. Hey, 4 people have liked that
blade.
picture I put up, like the one lady.
It looks
Vossler
freaking
drew.
awesome.
What picture?
Excellent.
I don't care.
It does. Anyway, well,
We should probably
Is
start
that it?
wrapping it up
Sure.
because this is gonna take forever to
Is
render.
that it?
I
Oh.
needed to like go about
Render?
half an hour ago.
Okay, well, I guess we can wrap up then and let you go off to your little friend's party.
Yay! I can go visit Shannon after I do things for my mum. All right.
Yeah, subtle.
Before we go, we have a Twitter, we have the YouTube, we are all on RT.
I have a deviant art.
Jason doesn't really. Does Jason use RT anymore?
Yes. How do you think I talk to Stefan? He never responds on
That's a
Twitter.
good point.
I hate
do know.
Twitter.
Dude, it's easier to contact you on
Yeah,
Twitter
exactly.
than it is on the website for me. So I guess you talk to you on Twitter.
That's why you get the mobile app, and you just talk through your messages on the mobile application. That's what I
Pretty
do.
much what I do as well.
I can talk
I
to
have
you
I
once
have the mobile
exactly.
app. I just
Anyway.
never bothered to use it.
See, they
Yep.
they friggin' TweetDeck like stopped working about 3 months ago, and I've just like stopped using Twitter as much as I used to.
Oh,
So like, there's no more TweetDeck in my country, and now I've stuck with the original Twitter app, and I hate it.
I don't mind the actual Twitter app. It's never
Dude,
bothered me.
TweetDeck was so much better.
Eh. Anyway, so yeah, follow us on Twitter. Laugh at the podcast. If you want more fucking advice on anything, please send me a direct question. Don't just send me give me advice. Cause I'm
Didn't
no
all
good
he
at
say
giving
was?
flat advice.
I believe all he
Need a cold
said
starve
was.
of
I believe
fever.
all he
Here you
said.
go. I give
All
you
right, guys,
advice.
you wrap this up. I'm leaving. Bye.
Get out of here.
Peace, bye. Noob. Oh no, he canceled the phone call. Or not the, well, yeah, you guys know we're on a phone call. Oh well. Here, let me try and pull Stefan back. And there he is. He's back. Alright, so we're going to wrap this up real quick because I just had to vamp while I was trying to get you back.
That was a pretty quick vamp.
Well, it was like as soon as he like hit end, I was like, "Fuck, that's gonna drop the call," and I just kept going. I was just like, "All right, so yeah." But anyway, follow us on Twitter. Find us on Rooster Teeth. Find us on. I don't know. Do we have a Facebook page? I think we should make one if we're gonna keep going.
Probably not.
I'll probably look into doing that maybe.
Oh god.
But yeah, find us all over the place. If you want advice, give me specific things about. And don't forget to send us questions. I love answering them, and I love making fun of Josh in them.
Hell yeah, that's meaning of life there.
Yeah, exactly. And cake, but cake's a lie. Remember that. There's your advice. Cake is
Technically,
a lie.
it's not a lie.
Yep, it is a lie. It's all a lie.
Because it was in the game.
All right, see you later, guys. Peace.
Later.